Oh, so this is for those of us that have yoga props. You are going to need a strap today, and everyone's straps are different. So again, if you want me to look at your strap, you can. But mine is it's what's called a traditional D ring, which is 2 little rings like that. And you're going to need to make a loop in your strap if you don't already know how to make one. Take your end. You're going to thread it through both rings. So it goes through both. And then it goes over and under like that. So it went through both and then up, over, and then under, through, and then you pull that tight. And that is how you make a loop in your yoga strap, which we are going to need today. So good test is if you pull on it, it should not come loose, but you can easily adjust it and make it big if you need to, or small. And then to pull out just like that. So any questions, let me know, but let's get started. So hopefully you have your wall space. There we go. And my phone. Okay. So today we're going to do one pose that, a little bit later, we're going to do one pose that uses the wall. And I would say the wall is optional. If you don't have a wall, that's fine, but you definitely do need your block. We are starting today actually with the yoga block. So the great thing about the yoga block is there's 3 levels to it, right? You have flat, medium, and high. And the whole time you have wide or you have narrow. Yeah. So it could be flat and wide or flat and narrow. Medium wide, medium narrow, high wide, high narrow. Okay. So this is going to go at the head of your mat, and it's going to, like a pillow, it's going to be medium and wide. That's what we're doing here. We're going to be opening up with a neck traction. Really, really good if you tend to have some tightness in the neck and the shoulders here. There's a front corner of your block. This front corner is going to act like a shelf. So what we're going to do is expose the back curvature of your skull. You're going to lay back. You're going to have to tilt your chin forward quite a bit to expose that curvature in the skull, and then place that onto the shelf of the block. And if you have a really hard cork block, you're going to have a lot of pressure. You might even have to pull a little towel or something over it to give us some cushion. But I'm using a very lightweight foam block. So from here, just kind of settle in. Again, chin is slightly tucked. The block, hopefully, is still upright. We don't want the block to be angled forward or backward, right? That means that you're not tilting your chin enough usually. Legs wherever you want, arms wherever you want. You're just going to start here and just let that traction happen. And just start to bring some attention into your breath. And at any time, you can begin to rock your head side to side. So that corner of your block is going to create a massage at the base of your skull. In this area of where the skull kind of meets the top of your neck, this is an area where a lot of times is where tension headaches originate from. We hold a lot of tension here, especially if you tend to look down a lot. And just knowing there's different types of blocks. There's the soft foam, there's a hard foam, and there's that cork block that's very, very, very hard. And then there's wooden blocks, which I think are way too hard, but they're very supportive. So as you're rocking the head, you're also creating some nice movement in your neck. And as you turn your head over to one side, hopefully you feel a nice little stretch down the kind of the back side of the neck. And you could even just linger there for a moment if you feel some tightness. Keep checking in with your shoulders. They like to kind of creep up here, especially if you're new to the pose. Hard for us to relax our shoulders if we do carry a lot of tension there. And then you can even play with moving the block a little bit backward or a little bit forward and kind of let that corner of the block dig into some different areas of the neck. And just breathe, just stretch, starting to notice those places you can soften. And return it to center. Reach your hand back, grab your block, and gently take the block off to the side. Let your head come down. From there, you're just going to gently rock the head side to side here. It can be a very small rock, just massaging the back of your head, or you can turn your face all the way over toward the shoulder and then the other. So that kind of just gives them a little bit bigger twist. Notice any differences in the neck from that? Awesome. From here, we're going to roll ourselves up to sitting, or get there any way you can. And you are going to use your block and the wall for the next pose. This is a little bit less traditional. We're not flowing through poses. We're just going to go to one and then the other. What I'd like to have you do today is half moon balance, right? Very common pose that we do in the middle of a room, where how it looks traditionally without any props is you have hand down, leg up, and opening, right? You might even hover a hand. There's all little variations of it. But what we're going to do is bring it so that our body is against the wall and the bottom hand is on a high block. So again, just positioning as you need to. You can kind of adjust, taking your time. Make sure I don't kick everything. In the hand high on a block, and then using the wall if you can, roll into the wall. Let your leg extend out, let your top hip open to the wall, your top shoulder blade touching the wall, arm up. Yeah, and maybe even gaze up, your head touching the wall as well. Don't let the head drop down to the shoulder, keep it up. Spread your toes, open. And there's so much more space in the pose now. So in a traditional practice, that block is usually not there, and the hand is down to the floor, and you can see how that angle changes. It kind of closes things up a little bit. So with that block, you can open. You get a really gorgeous straight line through the body. So much space in the pose now. You can really feel all that. Just breathe, enjoy it for a moment. There's not so much effort when you use the props. They support you. And begin to just float yourself up. Walls are always a good option when you're working in balance poses and you're feeling kind of wobbly. So even you could bring in a tree pose, anything like that, you hold on to the side if you're going something like King Dancer. And they're just a really great way to sort of allow you to explore like the opening aspects of balance poses without that worry of falling over. Yeah? Other side. So other hand than you had before. Your bottom foot is about like a block's width away from the wall, and just adjusting as needed. You'll know it when you feel it. Taking the hand down, kind of roll your body into the wall. Arm up, look to the sky again, being mindful your head isn't dropping. Right? Engage your neck, engage the breath, and reach. So you're reaching through that back foot or a lifted foot, reaching through the top arm, reaching through the crown of the head. And because you have that wall, let yourself open big. Breathe into all that space. Knowing that I'm hoping that you take the knowledge that you do in these classes into the everyday practice classes, right? So like I don't have to tell you you can use a block or something in a half moon in a normal class. You just know. You just can take it if you want to. And and then let it come up and release. Awesome, good job. From here, how are we doing? Let us experience supported bridge pose today. You're going to come back down to the ground, and we're going to start this with a block. You're going to need your block and your strap kind of handy. Your strap needs to have a loop in it. Yeah? The loop is about chest width or chest wide. We'll use that later. Block coming onto your back. The block is going to be skinny in your hands, and you're going to place that block between your legs. And where it is in the legs is kind of up to you, whether it's more towards your knees or more up in the inner thighs. You're going to sort of feel, I like to kind of go just around the middle to low thigh and right at the knees. Skinny block, toes forward, walk the feet in, arms down, head centered, and then just lift into your bridge here. Tuck the shoulders, interlace, and you're squeezing your block. So just feel that for a moment. You're noticing how your legs are much more activated. So in a traditional bridge, if the block wasn't there, you would still want that same activation. You'd still want to pretend the block was there. A lot of times, people have the habit of splaying the legs out wide in their bridge, and this is a great way to kind of break that habit. Take another inhale, press with the feet, lift the hips, and untuck, roll it down. Lovely. Take your block away, keep it handy, grab your strap. So you have that loop that you made, and you're going to place your legs through that loop, and we're going to wrap the loop around your thighs and tighten it up. And again, I like to be just right around a little bit below or higher, however you want to look at it, but just off the midline a little bit, kind of more towards the knees. And everyone's different, you can always adjust. We don't want the strap so tight that you are cutting off any circulation, right? Just tight enough that the legs can't splay, because they can't go wide. That's all you need. So give a little test, kind of press your legs out against the strap, and if they don't go wide, you're good. Let's do this bridge again. Walk your feet in, arms down, and lift. Now this one, I want you to press into your strap as if you were going to break it. Interlace fingers if you'd like, tuck shoulders in. Now for me, I get a lot more lift in this variation. I feel a lot more space. It's just showing you what different muscle activations do for your body in the pose. And inhale, lift those hips a little bit higher. Exhale, untuck, bring it down. Awesome. Stay here. You're going to get your block now. Your block is going to be wide in your hands, and you have the option, of course, remember you have flat, medium, and high. We're going to try high block first, and you'll know if you can stay there or if you need to flip it to medium or flip it to flat, all right? So start with wide and high. You're going to pick up your heels. Give yourself a little extra space. Come up on the toes. This, you're going to lift into that bridge again, and the block is going to tuck, that strap out of the way, the block is going to tuck underneath your sacral spine. Okay. And depending on how worn out your block is, if you feel like the block is unstable, turn it to medium height. Not a soft floor because the carpet, so hopefully that feels okay. Yeah, sacral spine is that area in the back of your hips, right? You have your pelvis, and it's that space right in the middle of the pelvis and the back of the hips. It's just below your lumbar low back spine, and it's just barely above your tailbone. something like below your pant line. That's sort of where you're looking for. There is pressure. That's not something that you're suffering through. If you can, flatten your feet. Tuck the shoulders. And actually soften into the block. If you want to interlace fingers, you can. You don't have to. This is one of the best low back releases. Kind of how we had that traction in the neck earlier. This is some traction for your low spine. It gets to sort of hang here out of the hips. Gravity working the opposite way. If you start feeling any kind of pain or numbness, just lower that block a level or loosen your strap a little bit. Breathe. If you want to go a little deeper, you can start to just crawl your toes forward. So imagine that eventually your legs will go completely straight. It's going to increase the pressure you feel. And don't let yourself rush through it. If you're crawling the toes forward, each little crawl, pause there, feel the difference. Acknowledge the journey. Sometimes we're so quick to try to get from point A to point B, we forget about all the little points in between, which are just as important. Notice how you can really expand your belly on your inhales, like exaggerate it. And how you can really hollow the belly on the exhales. To let your breath be a little exaggerated, a little bigger. Supported bridge is a restorative pose. It's a pose you can hold from 10 to 20 minutes if you wanted to, which we're not going to hold it that long, but just if you want to take it home with you. If you're working toward extended legs, begin to return, reverse, journey back. And when you come back, lift up your heels, walk the toes in. Now before you lift, squeeze your sit bone muscles, push your legs into your strap, right? So you activate. All that activation keeps you safe. And now, press into your toes, lift your hips up off of your block. Remove your block off to the side, untuck the shoulders, and slowly, slowly roll your spine down to the ground. The ground might feel very far away. Okay. When you get there, take your knees into your chest. Just hug in as much as you can. Rock side to side. The strap around the thighs here reveals to you if you tend to splay your knees in this pose, in knees to chest. Now that low back feel probably pretty different. Maybe it feels a little sensitive. Again, it's a big stretch. So when we release from big stretches, sometimes we feel very tender in the area. Totally normal. Just give it some love. Okay, from here, take your block, skinny block, place it between your feet. So foot, feet, or block between the feet. Strap is still around your knees. You're going to bring your knees in, open the arms out to the sides. This is your inhale position right here. And as you exhale, you're going to drop your legs over to the right. A very controlled twist, but we're going to come back up. So inhale, return up. Feel your core. Exhale, go to your left. Gotta move. I swear to God, when I come home, I'll never let go. And this is going to go with your own breath. Inhales, center. Exhales, twist. To the ocean I know, you pull me close, guiding me home. The props can help reveal to you your own body habits. Maybe you notice it's difficult to keep everything aligned. You feel yourself having to either let go of the block or you feel like you're pushing into the strap a whole lot. They are there to keep you aligned. So when your knees can be close into the chest, you can have like me bent about 90 degrees, stacking the knees over the hips when you come up to center. That's a little bit more core work. I swear to God, I can see 4 kids and no sleep. Well, I've one on each knee. And this is great core and stretch. And when they've grown up, even out your sides. When you're done, come up to center. You can let go of the block and take your strap off your legs. So grabbing your block, take your time. Grabbing your block, you're going to have your block flat and wide. Flat and wide. It's going to go in the same sacral spot that the bridge was, right? So you're going to lift and tuck underneath your sacral spine. Beautiful. You can always adjust it further forward or further back as you need for the next piece. You're going to take your right knee into the chest. Back just a little bit so it doesn't feel like you want to fall off. If you're able to, take 1 or 2 hands to that leg and hug it in. I lose my way. Let that knee slide a little bit outward toward the shoulder for that right armpit. And then let this right knee move in circles. Any direction. If you can't reach the knee, it's okay. Just move it at your own pace. And if you want to take this a little bit deeper, you can go up and straighten the leg and move that in circles. Option there is to take your strap, wrap it around the ball mound of your foot, and use that. And that's just if you're deepening. It's not the point of the practice right now. We're kind of focusing more around this low spine and through the hip. Sometimes a little hamstring and calf extension just feels good. And return the right foot down. Bring the left knee in. One hip might be very different than the other. Maybe this one we reach more, maybe we reach less. Just hug into the chest first. Breathe. And then let the knee just kind of drift open towards the left armpit, the left shoulder. So that hip opens a touch. You might get some deeper stretch down your low spine. Having your hips elevated and supported like this, it gives you more space to move into these hip openers. A little bit less pressure on your low back. But a nice variation, and when we're ever in a traditional practice, when we're on our backs doing stuff like this, you always have that option of just propping up your hips like that, if it feels good. And maybe take some circles with the knee or an extension of the leg, even just for a second. All right, return it down. And you're going to come up off of your block. Take the block away. Bring the hips down. Again, the floor might feel really far away from you. And give those knees a nice hug again. And here you can go ahead with a knee splay. Let yourself take some circles, some massaging into your low spine. And roll yourself up. Okay. We are going to take one last pose. We're going to take a variation of cobbler pose. You're going to need both blocks, or hopefully if you don't have two blocks, you have at least a block and a blanket. You need two supports. Even a blanket and a block is fine, yeah? And you need your strap. In your strap, open up your loop about, let's say, a little bit wider than your shoulders. This is a new strap. It's not quite broken in yet. Yeah, so pretty wide, right? You can always make it wider if you need to. Bottoms of your feet together, butterfly your knees out. And don't worry if the knees are up here, that's okay. Just have yourself in your cobbler. Take your loop, throw it over your body. Yeah? Make sure the adjustable part is where you can reach it. So you have your loop around your body. You're going to take the loop, it goes inside the legs here, so just straight out in front of you. Straight out in front of you with your hands. Now this front part of the loop is going to wrap around the outsides of your feet, yeah? So you might have to make your loop bigger if it doesn't quite reach, but right there. So forward and around the outsides of the feet. So really check that. Once you have your loop forward and around the feet, so you see it at the top of the ankles here, you're going to take the back part of the loop and just kind of shove it into your low back. You're going to shove it down toward the floor. That's it. It'll kind of stay down there a little bit. Now, use your adjustable and tighten your strap up so there is no slack. You need to kind of keep pushing it down into your hip crease. That pushing down in the back of the strap loop is really important to keep it off of your low spine, because otherwise it's in your low spine waist up here and it's the pressure you don't need. So your choice of how far away the feet are or how close the feet are, and that strap can really bring those feet close. It'll hold them there. Your choice. And keep pushing it down to your hip crease, out of your low back space, and it kind of feels like it's around just maybe around under the pant line. Now here, even if you're like me and you're able to bring your legs all the way down to the ground, we're still going to use props. You're going to lift those knees up a touch, take your block or one block, one blanket, and tuck it under. So if you're very tight and those knees are real high, you're going to have to turn your blocks maybe medium wide and really tuck them in. We want to feel like the legs can relax into this pose. And even if you're open, just take flat blocks and just kind of go out a little bit toward the knees. Give a couple inches of space. So here is a supported cobbler variation. Hands behind you, sit tall. And if sitting tall is all we can do today, that's what you do. If you're feeling good, take it forward and stretch. If you took it forward, you might notice that you can go some more slack. You can tighten your strap a little bit more. Keep going. Stay here, breathe. So another thing that props stress give us in the practice is they add constriction, right? They add pressure. So they add squeezing of the body, which adds massage. Just think of how you massage your body, right? You squeeze, release a muscle. You work the muscle, right? So that's kind of the idea here. We compress certain circulatory areas of the body. We give that pressure. When we release and open up, it's like fresh blood flow. Get a little nice massage these areas. It has the prop support and hold you. You can relax a little bit more into some of these poses. And let it be just, this is your last pose. So let it just be a moment of quiet reflection, little breath awareness, almost like a little mini shavasana for yourself. And gently walk it up. So if you were tightening your strap when you were down there, when you sit up, ooh, they're going to kind of come in a little bit. So you feel all that tightness, that pressure. It's good. From here, you can take your blocks away, or whatever you were using, and then you're going to start to loosen your strap up. Ooh, feel all that little release. And then take that strap away. Ooh, gently bring your legs out in front. Feel that difference. Shake it out. Guys, that's where I'm going to end it for today.